Hello, welcome to the continuation of the tutorial on linear programming. We are taking the introduction aspect, which is the inequalities, and we are on the episode number 8. How we can find the minimum and the maximum point after plotting the two or more inequalities simultaneously on a graph. So here we are to indicate by shading the set of all points, which is the P xy in the OXY plane that satisfies simultaneously the inequalities. 1. 2x minus y plus 4 greater or equals to 0. 2. X plus y less or equals to 10. 3. Y minus x greater or equals to 0. Then 4. Y greater or equals to 2. And 5. X is greater or equals to 0. Then when we are done, we are using our diagram or the graph to find the values of x and y for which 10x plus 5y is maximum. So we are finding a maximum point at this place. So we know from the previous episode, we always convert the inequality into a linear equation. So let's begin with that. So converting. So in doing so, we can just change the inequality sign to equal sign. So we can have our 2x minus y plus 4 equals 0. We can also have our x plus y equals to 10. From here, we have y minus x equals to 0. Then we have y equals to 2 and x equals to 0. So we are just moving them to become an equation. We can also solve them first with the inequality and make y the subject. I think I follow that method also. So in this case, we are taking them one by one. So for the first equation, which is 2x minus y plus 4 equals 0, we are just going to leave it this way and find the intercept on both x and y axis. So here, when x is 0, meaning we are dealing with the intercept on the y-axis. So when x is 0, we put 0 here, y become minus y plus 4 equals 0. So this becomes minus y plus 4 equals 0. Y can go there, the 4 will remain. So your y will be equal to 4. Therefore, the point becomes 0 and 4 as the points. 0 on the x-axis, then 4 on the y-axis. Then, when y is also 0, what will be the value of x? That is finding the intercept on the y-axis. So here become 2x plus 4 equals 0. So 2x will be equal to minus 4 divided by 2, x will be minus 2. So we have minus 2. So minus 2 on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis become what? The point we are going to look for. So this will give us a straight line, one line. Then we pick another equation. For the second equation, which is x plus y equals to 10. So let's go for the intercept. So when x is equal to 0, the y will become, when x is 0, y become 10. So that will give us 0 on the x-axis, 10 on the y-axis as our point. So that's the point we have. Then let's move on to the next one. When y is also 0, x will become 0 here, meaning x is 10. So we still have 10. So 10 on the x-axis, 0 as the point. So these are the 2 points that will also give us the next straight line. So let's go to number 3. We have y minus x equals to 0. So when x is equal to 0, what do you think will be the y value? When x is 0, y will also be 0. So we can have 0, 0 as the point. So if you check from here, since we are having 0, 0, if you check from here, if I make y also being 0, I'll have your x to also be 0. Because negative x equals 0, simply put, x will also become what? 0. So what do? We have to pick a different number other than 0, so that we can get another point aside from the origin. So I can also say that when x equals to 2, then y will be equals to, when x is 2, here y will also give you 2. So we can have 2, 2 as the point. And in this case, we can pick any number. We can pick any number since they are going to be the same. They will increase together and decrease together. So if y is 10, x will be 10. When y is 12, x will be 12. So we just get 2 points. That will give us a straight line. And that will be what we are having. Then this, I think this is 2, right? Y equals to 2. X equals to 2. Already we know the value of the x and the y to plot. So let's see how we can put that on our diagram. So now let's put the point we have to form our straight line. So the first point is 0 on the x-axis, which is the origin. Then 4 on the y-axis. So 0 here, 4. That's the first point. Then negative 2 on the x-axis, which is here. Then 0 on the y-axis. So it passes through, the line passes through. You don't have space, so it must pass through and go up. That's the first line. And that line is solved from this equation, which is your 2x minus y plus 4 equals 0. So that is the equation that gives us this line. Then the next one is going to be this very one. 0 on the x-axis, which is still here. The 0 on the x-axis. Then 10 on the y-axis. So we have 10. Then 10 on the x-axis. 10. Then 0. It also meets here. So we are going to draw a line through this. But let me plot this so I can claim this one here also. So this is going to be 0, 0. 0 on the x-axis, 0. So the origin. Then 2, 2. Meaning 2 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. So if I check, it is going to pass through. So that's the point. So you can see the origin and this will also give us a straight line. So this equation that we have for the y equals to 10, we have to indicate that that is going to be x plus y equals to what? 10. Then the one that gives us this blue one is the one we have y minus x. So y minus x equals to 0. So now the next thing we are going to do is y equals to 0. Meaning you locate y equals to 2. You locate 2 on the y-axis. So if 2 is here, we draw a line through that, which will be parallel to the x-axis. So the line y equals to 2 is this. Then the last one is going to be x equals to 0. You see, when we take y equals to 2, we draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis. So we locate the 0 and draw a line which is also going to be parallel to the y-axis. And the 0 is already here. So it means the y-axis gives us x equals to 0. So the point of their intersection, where they intersect all the 5 lines, every line will form a side of the polygon form. So you can see that if I look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the 5 lines form a side of a polygon. So that polygon within is what we are going to shade. So we are shading this region. So you can see that all the 5 lines form the side. So x equals to 0, y equals to 2, y minus x equals to 0. Then x plus y equals to 10. 2x minus y plus 4 equals 0. So we have this. So that is why you are asking shade. So the point P, this is the P, the polygon that we are drawing, which satisfy the equation. Don't forget, under simultaneous equation using the graph, where the lines intersect, that is the solution. So the point of their intersection is what we are putting together to form that polygon. Alright. Then the next question is to find the maximum. So finding the maximum, we locate the point of intersection. So let's say this is A, B, C, D, E. The point of intersection of all the lines, which is forming a polygon. So we can say we locate the vertices. The point at the vertices. We substitute it into this equation. Then we find the maximum or the greatest among them. How do we do that? We can also use the graph by just looking through the x-axis, the y-axis. What number is there? The x-axis, the y-axis. All of them, we can find them. Or we look at the point of intersection. Solving this equation and this simultaneously give us the solution, the x-axis and the y-axis. If you're not too sure, you can see I didn't draw to scale. The scale I use is not the same as here. So I may not be able to detect the x value accurately and the y value. So I can just solve the two equations simultaneously to find the point of intersection. So now let's indicate the vertices. This is what I'm going to find the vertex A. If I have the vertex A, what are the points there? I can check to have 2 and 8. So 2 on the x-axis, 8 meaning 2 here, 8 here. So in this place, 2 will multiply 10. That will be 20. 8 times this will be 40. 40 plus 20 will give us 60. Then let's go for B. What is the coordinate there? You can have 5 and 5. Don't forget, I mentioned you can also solve them simultaneously to arrive at the same point, or use your eye to get it. Meaning 5 here, 5 here. 5 times this, 50. 5 times this, 25. So you have 75. Let's go for C. You can see the line is supposed to pass through here because this is the point of intersection. So that is give us 2, 2. So 2, 2, 20 plus 10. That will be 30. Where is the D? The D is here. 0 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. So 0, 2. That will be 2 times this, 10. E. 0 on the x-axis, 4. So 0, 4. 0, 4. 0 here, 0, 4 times this, 20. So you can easily tell where the maximum is. This is the maximum. So we can just say the maximum. So from here, we can say that the maximum value of 10x plus 5 is 75. You can see it here. 60, 75, 30, 10, 20. That's the maximum. And that occurs at the point 55, where x is 5, y is 5. So you can also be asked to find the minimum. And you can see that finding the minimum will just be 10. And this 10 will be occurring as what? 0 and 2. So this is how we use the polygon which we have drawn in order to find maximum, minimum. I believe you get the concept from this, finding the minimum and maximum. Thanks for watching. Share with somebody, subscribe to the channel, and comment if you find this educative. Bye-bye.